Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Restoring the Past. I've been getting a lot of questions about how you take the measurements and where you take the measurements in order to do the barrel pins to get the lug holes lining up with the stock so you can insert the pin or the screw for the sling. So since I've been getting so many questions about this, I decided to do a little video on it, hopefully just to explain it a little bit better. It's my apologies. I should have put more attention into it when I did the video, but hopefully this will help answer a few questions that you guys have regarding this issue. I know it can be a bit of a daunting process, knowing that you have to drill a hole into your stock, which you've probably put a lot of work into already to get it at a level that you need just to accept the barrel and different fittings. So look, I know it's intimidating, but hopefully this video will take away a little bit of the apprehension involved when you go to make that first drill hole. And as you'll see, it's really not that bad, and hopefully this will walk you through it step by step. So to start off, these are all the components of the musket. So we start by identifying all the issues that will have to be inlet and where measurements will have to be taken to line up. And these are the spots that are all going to go in the musket. So as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas of consideration that we need to take into account when we go to do this. Very first thing we need to consider is the touch hole and the tang screw. These are two things that are often overlooked when people are putting the barrel into the stock and just want to start inletting right away and put the pins in and the screw hole. However, we have to really make sure that tang especially is seated properly where you want it. And so when you go to screw down that barrel, that the touch hole does not go below the pan. That can be such a big issue, especially with some of the kits from IMA, where one of the arguments has been that there hasn't been enough wood left on the stock to properly make that flush. Again, you don't want the firearm to be inoperable or to look bad by not having that hole in the barrel line up with your pan so the combustion can take place with the gunpowder. Once you have the tang and the touch hole issue all squared away, now we can move on to the lugs on the barrel itself. So start by just identifying the different lugs that need to be measured. Once you have identified all those areas, mark the top of the barrel with a removable marker or something to that effect that can be erased later on very easily, and mark the top of it just above all of those lugs so you know exactly where they're going to be placed once the barrel is in the stock. Because once the barrel goes into the stock, you know, a good portion of your barrel will disappear into the wood. So you want a clear indication of where every single one of those lugs are on the barrel. So by having that on the top, you take that and that will give you all the spacing and all the information that you need for where each lug is situated on the barrel. Once you have that mark on the top of the barrel, draw a line all the way down the barrel. And the reason I say that is because that line will help you later on with lining up the measurements in the stock. So put the barrel back in the stock and now draw a line all the way down with the lines in the barrel so everything's flush. Take a carpenter's square or another square, whatever you've got, and make that right angle and make everything line up with the stock and the barrel, and make a mark on the stock exactly where it lines up with those lug marks that we made on the top of the barrel. Once you have all those, take the barrel out and measure from the top of the barrel to the middle of the lug. Okay, that's very important. The top of the barrel to the middle of the lug. And that's going to give you the exact measurement when that barrel is sitting in the stock of how deep, how far down you have to go in order to draw your line so you know where that's going to intersect, and you're going to drill right there, and that should give you a perfect placement for the hole. So you can see where my line is there, how it lines up flush. You can see the line on the top of the barrel, then on the stock. Then I knew exactly that that was going to be the center of that lug. So do that for every single one. I know it's a pain. Really take your time with it. This is not something that you rush. You always want to measure twice and cut once. and just be very, very careful with it. When you go to drill your hole, it's best to try to start it with something first, especially if you don't have a drill press or anything like that, any type of heavy machinery. And if you're doing it by hand or a handheld drill, just make sure you start a little bit of a hole, give it like a little punch with a nail or anything at all, just before you start drilling. This way you'll have less chance of the wood splintering when you go to drill out. And that's really it, guys. Hopefully after you've followed all these steps and were very, very carefully, hopefully your musket will end up looking something like this and gives you the satisfaction and enjoyment for years to come, knowing that you saved a piece of history and you did it by yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any other questions, please feel free to email me or leave a comment below. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. As always, good luck with your projects, and see you next time.